Well, I welcome the judgment from the Supreme Court. It's very clear, it's unanimous, that the bill that Nicola Sturgeon was proposing to take through this Parliament to hold another referendum to separate Scotland from the rest of the UK in October next year would have been illegal because the Constitution is reserved to the UK Parliament. So I think it has been very clear the justices have come to their decision. They are unanimous on that, and not just Nicola Sturgeon and her government must respect that, but nationalist supporters. They should respect this outcome from the highest court in the land, who have looked at all the evidence, considered that, and now what I want to see is the Scottish Government focusing on the matters that really affect people day in, day out here in Scotland, our public services that are really struggling, and all the issues with respect to the global cost of living crisis that we can deal with here in Holyrood. That must be the focus now, not on another independence referendum.
We just heard from Nicola Sturgeon in a press conference that she plans to make the next general election a de facto referendum. The details will be sorted out later by the SNP, but what is your reaction to that in the first instance?
Well, first of all, it's not up to politicians to determine what the focus of a general election should be about. That's up to the public, it's up to the voters. And I think for Nicola Sturgeon to say she is going to make this about the single issue of Scottish independence and trying to divide our country all over again, it will be viewed very dimly by many, many voters who want the focus to be on their local services, on what their local MP is going to do for their area. But I was also interested to hear Nicola Sturgeon speak about discussing this going forward. Of course, back in June she announced this would be her route if the Supreme Court went the way it did today, yet now we're told to wait further months for an internal debate within the SNP when the focus of the First Minister and of the SNP and government should be on delivering for people across Scotland. What we had today was a politician in Nicola Sturgeon who was speaking as a party leader to her party supporters rather than as a First Minister to the country, and I think she has to stop that and she has to focus on dealing with the crucial issues here in Scotland.
In terms of a de facto referendum, there is a majority support.
Well, one, there has not been a single opinion poll that has shown there is a majority support in terms of votes for the SNP at future elections. We know at the moment that the public do not want another independence referendum on the timescale that Nicola Sturgeon previously suggested, and the fact that she is making that the next election all about independence tells people everything they need to know about Nicola Sturgeon. Their priorities are not her priority. Her overriding aim as First Minister is to divide Scotland all over again, to separate our country from the rest of the United Kingdom. That is the wrong priority at the worst possible time, and one I could never ever support.
And just for negotiations on that matter?
Look, Nicola Sturgeon can't even tell people today, despite months earlier saying she would make the next election about being a de facto referendum, she can't tell us what outcome would be seen as a success. So, I really want to focus on the issues that are affecting people in Scotland right now. I'm going to be speaking in the Chamber later on today on this issue because we need to hear from the First Minister in the Scottish Parliament. Then we need to get back to work on the crucial issues that are affecting people in our health service, with education, in the justice system, in local government that is struggling because it doesn't have enough support at the moment from this Scottish Government, despite it having a record block grant from the UK Government. All these issues are the priority for people across Scotland, not another divisive referendum.